Hey guys, horroraestheticcosplay here. I'm here with an interview for Loudy Gaming. I would like to thank him and Mr. Sad for letting me do this. Be sure to subscribe to their channel if you're watching this, especially if you're a fan of me. It really helped me out. So let's get started with this. First question is, what is your name meaning and your birthplace? So I'm assuming you guys are referring to my name, horroraestheticcosplay. I love 80s horror movies, so it's like a big thing of mine where I don't know what it is. It's just like the time zone and everything. I love the aesthetic of the 80s, especially the horror movies. I don't know exactly what it is, but I've always been a fan of it. And my birthplace is in Milford, Ohio. I'm still here today. For those of you who don't know, just to give you an idea of those on YouTube, this is actually where Markiplier was born. I went to the same high school as him and everything, so yeah. I also run a Zelda group on Facebook with my buddy Wes and a few others. It's the Zelda Hub. We're actually one of the biggest Zelda groups on Facebook, so yeah. A few other things I do is I make replica props for these right over here. So I make little dioramas. Question number 3 is, how was Deadly Shadow Studios born and what is the motive behind this? So those of you who don't know, Deadly Shadow Studios is my own little business. As I said, I make and sell horror masks, for example, like just Jason masks with different designs on them. Let me show you one right here. So here's one I made. It's not super detailed, but it's my favorite one just because it's so unique. It's a Darth Maul one. So the reason I do this, I'm trying to find a place to put this, I apologize, is that when I first did my first convention, I cosplayed as Jason Voorhees. I almost went into FYE at the mall to buy a replica Jason mask. When I went, they were actually sold out, so I ended up making my own. I looked up some tutorials on YouTube and I found the YouTuber Big Hush. He makes some amazing masks. I would recommend checking him out. So I learned a lot of my own techniques after just watching one video of his. I made some really awesome stuff. Do I study or do I have a job? So I just got out of trade school for welding, so I have a welding certificate, and right now I'm actually working at a game store. It's funny because I actually got my job there by cosplaying, so yeah, that's kind of what I do right now, and I'm hoping that someday I can open my own business. From where did I buy my guns and accessories? Actually, most of them I made myself. I have a couple right here. So I have this, or a future question as well. It's a little dusty right now because I haven't used it in a while, but this is my Ash Williams chainsaw. I actually bought this from Spirit Halloween. These are one of the electronic ones that make noise and move. I'm sure you've seen people on YouTube all the time making these and turning them into ones that you put your hand in and it will make noise and move, but right now actually mine has a short in it, which is for a later story. But I painted it up and it looks way different than it used to. And then another one, which goes with my Leon cosplay. And Leon doesn't necessarily use it, but it's the Samurai Edge pistol from Resident Evil. This one was just some, I'm trying to find, it's from Busby Toys. This was one I had from my childhood. I think I got from like Dollar Tree or something. And it had this like really shitty camo on it, but what I ended up doing was repainting it. I took it apart and I put painter's tape over a lot of the stuff and made it look as accurate as I could. I don't have the Stars logo on it or anything, but I think it gets the job done. It's con friendly because of the orange tip, so yeah. That's what I did with this one right here. Where do you shoot your photos or videos? So I kind of do them all over the place. I usually use what's around me, so anything local that I think fits the mood. So most of the time, I usually just use the woods right next door to my house. But with other photos, for example, I'm sure you guys have seen my amazing photographer. His name is Boss Photography on Instagram. You know the person you should go check out. We have a little bit of a lake, river down here. I don't know which one I call it. But that's where we did all the Link photo shoot at. And then for the Resident Evil 2 Leon one, we actually went into an abandoned building downtown of where I live. So that was fun. What is my favorite game of all time? So actually my favorite game of all time, it's kind of a time between, and this is very cliche, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild or Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'm sure you guys can tell I'm a big Zelda fan. I'm into a lot of different franchises, but Zelda's like my main thing, so. My favorite female character in gaming. That's kind of a no-brainer for me, being a Resident Evil fan, but I'm gonna move the camera over a little bit. Jill Valentine. What is my favorite cosplay? Well, let me get in and I'll show you. So my room is very cramped, obviously, as you can tell. My favorite cosplay is actually my Link, and I'll get into that in just a second, but I was going to say, if you wonder why I don't have the shield, it's just because it's so cramped in here that it's really hard for me to even move this sword around. It's also why I can't see the entire thing, so I apologize, but what I was going to say is the thing with this Link cosplay, and yeah, I know I have gray hair right now, the light above helps, is I'm actually working on a Dark League variant of this, but this was a cosplay that I've been working on for a very, very long time, and I can even send Loudy Gaming some photos of me when I was like 15 in a really crappy put together one. But slowly over time I've put these pieces together. I've bought stuff that I thought would really match what I thought Link would look like, because I've been actually working on a Zelda fan comic for years. So this is kind of just like my own version of Link. It's based off of the old OG classic Link, where he's got like the brown arm or brown sleeves and the brown pants and all of that. So yeah, and then I've got some variants of other stuff. Obviously I do not have a hat, which I would like to do eventually. I bought another tunic hoping that I could turn it into a hat, but as you can see, the colors don't match up perfectly, which is what I'm trying to go for here. But honestly, I might as well anyway, because it's close enough compared to other masks or hats that you can buy online. So I'm gonna have that custom made. I want to make that very clear. This is all bought. It's just all separate pieces that go together into one. Another thing too is this little necklace right here is from Princess Mononoke. It's one of my favorite movies, so I have it there as like a little Easter egg. So yeah, my Link is my favorite cosplay by far. I'm hoping I have this Dark Link done here soon. Oops. Seen an Exorcist movie. There's a lot I still haven't seen, but I can tell you, my favorite horror movie is John Carpenter's The Thing. So, have you ever wanted to live in a world from a game? If so, which one and why? This one's also going to be very obvious, probably. Hyrule from The Legend of Zelda. So, I think Hyrule's a beautiful place, even though a lot of crazy stuff happens. I always feel at peace when I'm playing those games, and that's one of the reasons I love them so much. It's like such a magical world, and it's a big thing of like escapism for me. So, it's a beautiful place. That'd be an amazing place to live in, minus Ganon. So, yeah. Tell me your best moments in life. Okay, so this is another thing that's gonna coincide with another question later on, but I think honestly one of my greatest moments was like just so surreal to me was I went to a small con up here. It's called Library Con, and I went there as Ash Williams, and so I entered the costume contest. It was a very local con, so it wasn't too big, but this was really rewarding for me. So at the very end, this had a short in it. Obviously, as I said, it doesn't work right now, but what I decided to do was open it up last second and just, instead of using electrical tape, just tape together with normal tape so I could try and activate this. So when I came up into the cosplay line for the contest, I was trying to get it to work. So they knew about what was going on, and they put the microphone thing, and I was like, oh hey, you know, this works, I swear it works, and it shorted out right beforehand. I was pressing it constantly, and I felt like you can tell people looking at them like, and then as soon as it activated, like it actually worked once, everyone started cheering, which it was just like one of those amazing moments for me. And that actually ended up making me be one of the winners for the con. And then the year after, I actually got to be the judge because of it, so that was an amazing moment for me. Do I believe in love? Of course I do. Love is a really hard thing to come by, I feel like sometimes. Me specifically, I've dealt with a lot of like really terrible people in my time living on this earth, but I'm actually engaged now and I'm pretty happy, so yeah. Tell us your most memorable story in details. Okay, so I already told you about what I want to say is my most memorable, which was winning that con just by pure luck. So I have a second one here, and this is from Horror Hound of 2017. This is back when I used to use my Jason cosplay all the time. I don't now just because I can only last about 2 hours in that costume before passing out because it gets so hot. So I'm working on ways to make it easier for me to use. I use a part 2 now because it's way more breathable. So anyways, if you guys don't know who CJ Graham is, he is the actor of Jason in Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason Lives. I went to go meet him at Horror Hound in 2017, and they were having in-costume photo ops of him in his Part 6 Jason costume later on that day. And when I met him, I guess he forgot his machete for the photos. So this guy Justin, who was like working for Horror Hound at the time, I think he was watching over CJ Graham, friends with him now. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he asked me, he's like, he needs a machete. He's like, can we use yours? And I have just some like crappy plastic one. I mean, it looked, you know, doable, but I was like, sure, like, why not, dude? I'm helping CJ Graham with all people, you know what I mean? So I couldn't afford an autograph at the time, which was fine by me. I got a picture with him for free, and that's what matters to me. You know, I got to meet him. So what happened was he gave Justin money to go to like Home Depot to get a machete, and he said, as long as you sign this kid's machete. So he gave me a free autograph, and that was, I don't know, I just thought that was an awesome moment. So yeah, that's my most memorable con experience besides the other one.